Chapter 5, the Autumn Festival. Hopefully you're all having a good day. Stay cool. The next weekend you stand in front of your closet struggling to find something to wear to the Autumn Festival as your mind wanders. What do you wear to interrogate the guy who had a secret meeting with the vampire trying to kill you anyway? You spent all week trying to find a way to bring up Gabriel's run-in with Lewin, but every time you can't find the words. Okay, today's the day I just finally ask him. I have to. Too much hangs in the balance. As if on cue, there's a knock on your door. Your mom steps inside, a coy grin on her face, and a sing-song in her voice. Don't look now, but there's a cutie waiting on the porch for you. Says his name's Gabriel. Sure enough, you peer out through the window to find Gabriel standing downstairs, hands in his pockets. He catches sight of you and gives you a wave. But you pull back without returning it, unable to stop recalling what you saw through the same window several nights ago. Figures these early. Between Cass and this new boy, I gotta say, you're getting pretty popular, I guess. Her smile melts away, and immediately she fixes you with a concerned frown. That doesn't sound like I'm excited for a night on the town. What's going on? Nothing. Things with Gabriel are just complicated. Things between us were getting pretty serious, but now it feels like there's something he's not telling me. If you two were so close, as you say, why not just ask him? I know, Mom, and I will. I just have to find something to wear first. Lucky for you, I think I have something that might come in handy. She gets a shopping bag she left in the hall and lays the contents out on your bed. I saw this one on one of the shops on my way home from work this week. I thought you might like something new and fun for the Autumn Festival. Because no matter what you find out, you're the only young ones, and your focus should be having a good time, not stressing over some boy. Mom, you know you can buy me new clothes without using it as an excuse to meddle in my affairs, right? Where's the love in that? Seriously, though, I know you've been looking forward to getting to this festival, and I wanted to get you something special. You hold the outfit against your body, looking at the reflection in the mirror. Yeah, no, listen, no mother, none, zero, zilch, nada, are gonna buy that for their daughter in high school. Come on now. Let loose and soak up the sun. Really? Really? If there's one thing I don't mind you meddling in, it's my closet. You grab your things and your mom walks you to the front door, stepping with you out onto the stoop. Gabriel, just heads up. If you're trying to stay on my good side, I expect you to get my Parker back home safe by 10. Mom. In that case, I'll make it 9:50, ma'am. Now that's a boy after my own heart. Okay, bye Mom, see you later, don't call to check in. You hurry to the curb to meet Gabriel, who waves as your mom heads back inside. He turns a smile on you as you hear the door latch. Are you alright there? Oh, you know, just lived through one of my nightmares. You let out a breath and then take him in. Even with the thoughts roiling in your head, a smile warms you, leaving a hopeful flutter in your stomach. But I'm doing much better now. He puts his arm around your shoulders, pulling you into his side for a hug. Gabriel loves your new look. Same. You look great, by the way. You're making me feel shabby here. Gabriel Aldahar, shabby. More than half the school would have strong words to say about that. So I'm inadequate enough to show up to the festival with? Let's go with dashing. Now come on. I want to eat my weight in sugar and win enough festival games to fill my closet with prizes. As you walk through the town, Gabriel chats animatedly about the rides and games, and you try to channel your mom's advice and focus on the fun. The Ferris wheel is huge, and I don't know how you feel about the deep-fried Twinkies. But you can't help but think about him leaning into the window of Lewin's car until finally your curiosity bubbles over and your thoughts come spilling out. Gabriel, what were you doing talking to Lewin outside my house the other night? Caught off guard, Gabriel's steps falter, and the smile disappears from his face. You saw that? No! I just was testing you. I did, and it sounds like you didn't want me to. I didn't want you to see Lewin. I told him to get out of there. I didn't want him following you around like a... Like a vampire stalking their prey? Lewin knows we're friends, and since we both know about the vampires, he was there to warn me that we're both being watched closely. Seriously? I got the message. I get it every time I look over my shoulder in fear, or worry about my mom is up to her at her job. These vampires just won't stop. When will they leave me alone? I didn't ask to find out about them. I'm not trying to dig into their secrets or anything. I just want my mom to be safe. I want to have a normal senior year instead of literally thinking of my fragile mortality every other minute. At your loss for words, Gabriel opens his arms for you. You glumly step into his hold, feeling his heart beating fast with his worry as he hugs you. The best thing you can do is keep you and your mom safe to act natural. Prove to the covens that you're not a threat to their secrecy. And what's more natural than a couple of teenagers hanging out at a town festival? He gently pulls back from the hug and places a hand on your chin, raising your gaze to him. Head up, okay? I'm right here. Everything will be fine. His smile is confident, reassuring, and a familiar sense of safety floods in you. The feeling that as long as you're with Gabriel, things will be alright. So you're saying if we act like the two of the most boring normal humans out there, the covens might fall asleep on the Parker-Gabriel watch? It's worth a shot. As you fall in a step beside him, you're hyper-aware of your hands swinging just inches apart. If this week has proven anything, it's just that sometimes you've just gotta go for it. You let your fingers bump his, only for him to grab your hand and lace his fingers through yours. I was starting to wonder if I had to do that myself. His fingers tighten in yours and your stomach swoops. You're hardly able to maintain eye contact as your face warms. Well, I figured it was taking you too long. What? You're saying I could have done that ages ago? If I'd known, I would have. You bite your lip to try and contain your smile, catching your giddy reflection in the windows of the storefronts you pass by. When you arrive at the festival grounds, you're greeted by the sight of packed booths and the smell of sugary, deep-fried treats. Wow, we had nothing like this back in the city. I don't even know where to begin. I've got an idea, follow me. Still getting butterflies from the feeling of his hand in yours, you let him lead you to the starting line of a three-legged race, where his friends are clustered and chatting. Libby catches sight of your linked hands and squawks, smacking Aiden on the back. I called it. I so called it. Okay. You don't have to beat me up about it. Hey, Parker. Welcome to your first autumn festival. Does it live up to the hype? I think... yeah, 3 corn dogs and a ride on the Scrambler. Oh yes, Reese knows what's up. Behind you, the three-legged race ends as a couple of the classmates stumble over the finish line with a victory cry and a collapse in the grass. What do you say, Eleanor? A rematch from last year? Losers buy the winners a funnel cake? You drive a hard bargain, but I'm pretty sure I can eke out a win. He leans in to murmur out the side of his mouth to you. Three-legged races are peak boring human activity. In that case, I'll give it a go. Shocker! Jade, you're with me. I call dibs on officiating. You will not catch me running in these sandals. No one asked you. You and Gabriel get a rope, and he kneels down to tie it around his right ankle before moving to your left. Ready to do this? Bring it on. You move to the starting position, sizing up Jade and Aiden beside you as Libby lifts a hand in the air. Racers, on your mark, get set, go! You and Gabriel take off, while you stumble as your legs move out of sync. Whoa. Parker! Grab onto him. You throw your arms around Gabriel's waist and he barely manages not to crush you as you both go crashing to the ground. Whoa, are you okay? Open your eyes to find him on top of you. Giggity. Your faces inches apart. Your heart jumps at the concern on his face, and you're hyper-aware of his warm body pressed against yours. I am now, but I think we've fallen pretty far behind. Yeah, something tells me we'll only be able to finish this race if we do this. He climbs to his feet, offers you a hand up before repositioning slightly, keeping one arm looped securely around your back, your sides pressed together. You just finish? I thought we were trying to win. His hand tightens on your waist, keeping you balanced as you take a few uneasy steps. He shoots you a dazzling smile. I feel like I already have. The two of you stumble along, your paces clumsily mismatch as you hobble over the finish line. Breathless with laughter and giddy at the proximity, Aiden claps Gabriel on the back.
Ah, get that wall ready, Aldahar. You've got loser written all over you.
Alright. Let's get these ropes off first. You and Gabriel bend down together to work on untying the ropes around your legs, and Gabriel pauses with a questioning smile. You feeling better?
Like an absolutely normal, nothing to worry about human.
That's so, because I wouldn't say you look it. Your head snaps up to find Cass standing over you, her head tilted to the side and an amused smirk on her face. In fact, I'd say you look more... She takes in the bright colors of your festival outfit before her gaze trails over your face, making your cheeks warm. Delicious every time I see you. Didn't think the festival was your kind of thing, Cass. Gabriel rises and takes a step in front of you, partially blocking you from Cass's view. He leans into her, lowers his voice to a threatening murmur so his friends don't hear. Not enough bloodshed.
Come on, golden boy. I can be as wholesome as anyone.
You sense the shift in the air as Cass's eyes lock on Gabriel, and for a heartbeat, you think you can see silver flash across her eyes. Of course she'd pick the worst possible time to show up. I need to defuse the situation before the wrong people notice. As wholesome as Swiss cheese? I'm sure, Gabriel. I've gotta talk to Cass about something. I'll catch up with you later. Wait, what? This makes the second time we've done this to Gabe. You give him a meaningful look, jangling your sensory talisman at him, looking resigned. He nods. Alright, I'll see you soon. He gives Cass a warning look and sees the haughty grin she flashes in reply. You grab her arm and pull her away before she gets a chance to say anything snarky. Swiss cheese, your comebacks could use some work. You pull her behind a game stand, and now that you're out of earshot of Gabe's friends, you grow serious. I wouldn't need a comeback if you learned how to read the room. What are you even doing here?
Ruining your date, apparently.
Oh, really? Like you even could. Gabriel and I are having a great time before you got here, and we'll have a better one once you leave.
Maybe, but right now you're with me, and Golden Boy's off by himself, so who's really winning here?
She does have a point. I'm serious, Cass. Go away. Hanging out with vampires doesn't scream minding my human business.
Has it occurred to you that maybe the coven sent me to make sure you and Golden Boy aren't causing you any trouble?
Yeah, we're going around town, screaming from the tall buildings. Look, guys, there's vampires all around us. Look, Cass is one of them.
Oh, please, you act like you hang around due to some duty to your coven, but I can see right through you.
You cross your arms, feeling a flutter of nerves at what you're about to say, but you know in your gut that it's true. You obviously just can't keep yourself away from me. Cass doesn't answer, and you fight the urge to swallow. Suddenly, she hits to a booth set up with multiple dartboards, picking up a dart from the table.
Let's have a friendly bet, shall we? I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong about me wanting to spend time with you.
She tosses the dart, sending it whizzing through the air faster than you can see. It lands with a thunk right in the middle of the target.
If you can match my score.
And why would I want to do that? Cass leans in with a fox-like grin, twirling another dart between her fingers.
Because you like it when I challenge you.
Snatch a dart out of her hand, square your hips, and focus on the dartboards. I'll go for her board. You take one glance at Cass's smug expression before sending your dart flying, landing on the center of her board.
Hey, hang on a second. You said to match your score, you didn't say where.
Your head tilts to the side as she studies her board before looking at you.
Is that supposed to be a threat?
Maybe. Or a promise.
What if it is? Careful, new girl. Reckless and threatening is just my type.
Your heart trips over itself and you suppress any outward reaction, your thoughts flickering briefly to Gabriel. You cross your arms, facing her fully. To answer my question, you're showing up to steal my attention even though you shouldn't be, because you can't get me out of your head, right? Smirking, she leans in towards you, and before you know it, you're shivering at the feeling of her breath against your ear.
About that.
But suddenly the booth attendant shoves a stuffed animal between you. It's so pink. For the happy couple. Now, could you take the PDA elsewhere? You splutter, face burning, but Cass wraps her arm around your waist with a grin.
Sure thing. Keep that stuffed animal, though. It's disgusting.
As she steers you away, you're so distracted by her arm around your waist that it takes you a moment to find your words.
Why did you... He thought... Normal, boring humans go on dates. I'm helping you keep your cover.
Except I'm supposed to be with Gabriel. You don't get more than a few steps before you run into Gabriel's eye. He casts his hand on your waist and pointedly ignores her. Hey Parker, everyone's on the Ferris wheel. You coming?
Looks like nice guys finish last again. New girl's riding the Ferris wheel with me.
Funny. That looks like news to Parker. As the air crackles with tension between them, your gaze is drawn to the Ferris wheel, backlit by the slowly setting sun.
Gabriel and I were having a great time together, and we just click. But there's something about Cass so infuriating and intriguing.
Ride the Ferris wheel with Gabe, Cass, or both to enjoy the beautiful view and deepen your relationship. Or I could just ride with nobody. No, seriously, I'll pick Gabe first. She stepped away from Cass with a backward glance. I think I'm gonna go ride with Gabe first.
I'm sure you'll have a blast.
Her tone is dry, and you think, laced with a hint of bitterness. You're already turning to Gabe, who smiles at you. Come on. Oh, one of the cars is just about to unload. You feel a thrill race through you as he loops her arm around your waist, leading you towards the base of the Ferris wheel. As the two of you settle into the empty car, your legs touch, and neither of you draws them away. Hope you're alright with heights.
Shouldn't have you asked that before? I don't know. You asked me to go on the ride with you?
Your face heats as he presses his thigh more firmly against yours. I should have, if I'd been thinking of it, but all I was thinking about is how much I was hoping you'd say yes. After the attendant checks that you're strapped in safely, the two of you rise into the air, a comfortable silence settling as the sounds of the festival grow more distant. I hope Cass hasn't been bothering you. You look over at him, taking in the way the sun sheens his skin and the breeze lightly tousles his hair.
It's easy to see why half the school is crazy over him. But am I imagining things, or did that sound like a little jealous?
You fight a smile as you force yourself to focus on the question, feeling a small thrill at the implication.
I think the better question is, would be if she's bothering you.
He lets out a surprised laugh, rubbing the back of his neck. Man, call me Hal, why don't you?
I call it like I sees it. And you don't have to worry about Cass right now. Here we all are alone and you're still thinking about her? Don't tell me you like her more than me.
Ah, good point. He shakes his head, amused. I literally don't think that could ever be possible. No, I've only got my eyes on one person. He bumps his shoulder against yours. And she's sitting right next to me.
Sounds like a lucky girl.
Also very smooth. Gabriel looks out over the scenery in the distance, his voice coming a little quieter. In the spirit of honesty, maybe I've got a little jealous every time she steals you away.
Oh, come on, just a little?
Okay, you're ruthless.
I call it perceptive.
Okay, maybe I've been moderately jealous, but I'm gonna try to put that behind me.
Another noble move from gallant Gabriel Aldar.
No, it's just... You're gonna do whatever you want with whoever you want, you have that right. But whenever you choose to be with me, I don't want to spend it being on a shape about Cass. I want our time to be ours. He looks at you with a warmth that makes your heart skip a beat.
That's what I want too.
You just stare out at the view, getting gradually more spectacular each foot of the ride climbs.
It's just you, me, and all of this.
The view is gorgeous. His eyes focus on you with a reverent warmth, and a slow smile forms on your lips. You're a charmer, Gabriel. Just taking a page out of your book, Miss Call It Like I See It. You bite your lip, trying to contain your smile, as Crimson Beach grows smaller beneath you, and as you rise, the sun marks its descent with a flurry of colors. Sunset's my favorite time of the day. Things finally start to wind down, everything's so peaceful and quiet. Sounds relaxing. It is. It's the only time all day I can relax. With everything I've got going on, I never really get to just breathe. He takes a deep breath now. As his chest slowly rises and falls, you feel a sense of peace emanate from him. He shoots you a shy smile. You're the first person I've told that to. Way to make me feel special. You should, because to me you are. No longer able to hide your grin, you turn your attention to the view, giddiness flowing through you. In that case, I want to know more about you. Show me. Your favorite place in town. And you can't say the arcade. He's thoughtful for a moment before he places his hand lightly on yours, guiding it so that you're pointing towards the mountains. There's a hiking trail near the edge of town that leads to a small pond. Most people don't bother with it since it's out of the way, but it's a hidden gem. It's peaceful, just the water flowing, the sound of crickets in the underbrush, and during the spring there are newborn ducklings. There are baby ducks? Gabriel chuckles at your surprise, his hand giving yours a fond squeeze. Yep, dozens of them, waddling around. It's painfully cute. I'll take you to the spring if you want. I do, and I'd like to go before then too. Well then, we'll make it a date. Your heart thrills at that, and you're hyper-aware of his hand still holding fast yours as he reaches his other into his pocket. I've got something for you. He pulls out a purple wildflower unlike any you've ever seen. Pretty. I picked it earlier, when I was on my way to your house. It was so bright, it stood out among all the other flowers in the field. It made me think of you. Thank you. Wow, he is charming. Your fingers brush his as you take the flower from his grasp and give it a sniff, a soft floral scent wafting over you. Suddenly struck by an idea, you take your hand from his. With a grin, you pinch the petals one by one and pluck them off. Oh, for the love of... Yep, perfect way to ruin something beautiful. He likes me. He likes me not. Before you can reach the last one, his hand covers yours, his voice going soft. He likes you. You meet Gabriel's eyes, feeling completely seen in his gaze, and your breath catches as his eyes flick down to your lips. I'm gonna lean in. Gabriel. His name falls from your lips as you start to angle your face towards his, your heart beating a mile a minute. Am I finally gonna have my first kiss with Gabe? His eyes rise to meet yours, and as if pulled together by a magnetic force, he leans in closer as well. Gently, he reaches out to cup your cheek, his hand feeling like an anchor, keeping you from lifting up and taking flight alongside the butterflies in your stomach as your lips are about to touch. Only for the ride to lurch to a stop. Oh. Yeah. You both spring apart as the attendant lifts the safety bar, ushering for you to get out of the ride. You let a shaky laugh, trying to recover your disappointment. Oh, I guess we should. He holds out a hand to you. Allow me? You take his hand, as he helps you out of the ride. You look up to find Cass still there waiting for you. Now that that's over, what about it, new girl? Think you can handle a real ride? Really? Go with Cass. You squeeze Gabe's hand and then let it go. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Yeah, sure. As he turns to walk away, you turn to Cass, expecting to feel something like guilt, but there's just something about her smirk that lures a grin to your face. Alright, Cass, let's do this thing. Now you're speaking my language. As you climb into the car, Cass sits close enough that your legs touch. She starts to trace shapes onto your thigh with her finger, making you jump. What are you doing? My favorite thing. She leans in, lowering her voice with a wicked gleam in her eyes, making you flustered. She lifts her hand away as the attendant checks that you're strapped in, but you still feel a phantom tingle in your thighs. Your compartment begins to rise into the air. As the festival grows smaller beneath you, Cass lets out an exaggerated sigh of relief, slinging your arms over the back of the car. Oh, it's amazing how refreshing the air is when you're out of cars and not around to be so damn stuffy. For someone who hates him, you sure know how to bring him up. And for a human, you sure know how to push my buttons. A lot of buttons, very easy. I'm just saying, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were jealous. Right, like that goody two-shoes has anything on me. She leans closer to get a good look at you, and as you stare back, a grin tugs at the corners of her mouth. Aren't you afraid? Afraid of what? Of being close in here with me? We're dozens of feet off the ground, trapped in a small metal contraption. Her fingers find your shoulder and start drumming. She leans ever closer, voice dropping. Let's face it, you've got no escape until you reach the end of the ride. I'm scared. Am I? Maybe. But I'm still here. Your eyes don't waver from hers, and the intensity in them gives you chills, but you suppress them. Lots of things in life scare lots of people, so much that it holds them back from actually living. That's not gonna be me. A slow smile spreads across her face, and her fingers trace a design you can't decipher on your shoulder. Good. That's how everybody should be living. It shouldn't take a mortality to figure that out. I'm not as scared of you as you want me to be, Cass. Her smile is dangerous and riveting. Just what I was hoping to hear. Without ever breaking eye contact, she leans back and forth, rocking the car slowly at first and faster, making it lurch as its axles squeak. What the hell are you doing? Stop! Thought you weren't scared. There's a difference between being scared of you and being scared of getting tossed out of the Ferris wheel from 3 stories up. She lets out a scoff before settling down, leaving the car to sway gently before coming to a stop. Relax, human. I'm just having a little fun. You do know I have a name. There's a tinge of disappointment in her voice that bothers you, and despite your fear, you fix Cass with a steadfast gaze before starting to rock the compartment yourself. How's this for fun? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You laugh, enjoying the surge of adrenaline until you hear the lieutenant shouting from the ground over the side of the car. You and Cass watch him wave his arms in astonishment. You know, I could just kill him. Cass, no. She leans back against her seat, her head rolling over to look at you as her face slips into an amused expression. I'm just kidding. Mostly. You have the weirdest sense of humor. And you know how to have a good time after all, new girl. Honestly, the only thing that make this ride better, your heart rate picks up as she suddenly leans in, angling her face towards your neck, is a snack. Up here, just the two of you. You know Cass could kill you in a heartbeat, but deep down something tells you that's the furthest thing from her mind. Trusting your instincts, you hold your chin up as high as Cass's breath washes over against your neck and makes you shiver. Oh, so tough. I told you I wasn't afraid of you, didn't I? She backs off with a smirk. That, or you're banking on me not breaking the coven rules. You scoff, shaking your head. Since when do you care about the rules? The better question is, how much do you? What do you mean? They told you to keep the secret, and your mom in check. But technically up here, where it's just you and me, her eyes have pinned you to the spot before flickering down your lips. We can still do whatever we want. Stifling a gasp, you look away, only for your eyes to drift back to her lips, smugging as she reads your mind. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Your eyes shoot to hers, and she moves a little closer, still looking at your mouth. Is Cass gonna kiss me? A thought is like a shock through your system, and you realize you're not against the idea in the slightest. But as she pauses inches away, you realize she's waiting for you to make the final move. The look on her face says she thinks you won't do it. I'ma lean. I'ma do it. Why not? It won't happen. Heart pounding, feeling reckless in a way that seems to only come out around Cass, even though we did it with Gabe. Throwing caution to the wind and leaned forward. You never cease to amaze, new girl. Her smile is alluring, dangerous, and everything in you is saying you should stay away. But it's like you can't stop your body from leaning over completely into her space, your lips tingling as the distance to hers narrows to a hair's breadth. And then when suddenly the ride lurches to a stop. Oh. What the... Oh, Cass snarls. You realize your compartment has reached the bottom. The attendant lifts the safety bar and waves you and Cass out of the ride. You glance back at Cass and let a surprised laugh at the glower still on her face, the slight petulance to it. Yeah, sorry to have been interrupted. Don't flatter yourself. Oh, come on, Harlow. Let's get out of here. Still grinning, you grab her hand and tug her to her feet and off the ride, you feeling a shiver in your stomach as she laces her fingers with yours. You don't know how long it will last, but you don't bring it up as she leads you away from the Ferris wheel towards whatever she wants to show you next. As the sun sinks below the treetops a little while later, you notice a steady flow of people heading towards a thicket of trees. Following them, you emerge in front of a magnificent red beech tree, glowing with lanterns hanging from the branches. Incredible. As you marvel at the sight, you notice delicate white slips of paper tied to the branches. A festival goer nearby notices you looking and comes up to you with a smile. We locals call this the Ritual of Good Fortune. It's been part of the autumn festival since, well, forever, from the very start. This has to be the tree from William Pierce's journal, the one of the original vampire settlers would do for the ritual. And the slips of paper? Each person in town writes down a wish for the coming year. The strength from all those wishes makes sure all the trees in town keep their leaves in the next year. And by giving to the tree, your wish will come true as well. Here, why don't you write one down? She hands you a pen and slip of paper. With a word of thanks, you lay the paper against the tree trunk and think of what you want to wish for. No, because they'll go after your mom, so this is a split decision. This is protect yourself, protect your mom, find out about your love interests. I'm gonna go with mom being safe. Maybe the vampires will miraculously forget about her, or the murders, or both, just as long as something gets her out of this mess. Write down your wish and step out on the stool, looking for a place deep in the branches to attach your slip of paper. You're tying it on when a flash of light catches your eye. Looking closer, you realize there's a talisman hanging from a nearby branch. Can this be another talisman? You untie the talisman and step down, reading the inscription carved into the back of the metal. Ward of Silver, demons repelled. What are you doing? Wouldn't you like to know? You roll around, heart in your throat, and find Astoria standing several paces away. Worse, everyone else has disappeared. Nothing? You instinctively clutch the talisman tighter, and her eyes flash down to your hands, catching sight of the small golden object. Eyes widening in horror, she takes a step closer. How did you get your hands on a silver ward talisman? Tell me! Silver ward talisman, it's none of your business. Newsflash, not everything I do is up for your scrutiny. Your stomach drops as your sensory talisman heats up in time with her glower, but you stand your ground, your fury fueling you. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go keep minding my own business. Why don't you do the same? You move to step past her, but as you tighten your fist around the talisman, her expression turns panicked. Stop! If you handle that thing incorrectly, even for a second, it will release a cloud of silver powder around the both of us. You may have earned Lewin's sympathy, but if I get hurt because of your foolishness... You shiver at the sight of her fangs and silver eyes. The way she matches your movements is unmistakable. She's afraid of the talisman you hold, and with a rush of clarity you realize why. The talisman must be one of the silver ones that hunters... from the hunter's stash Gabriel was telling me about. The one the Aldehards used to torture Astoria's coven mates. Your stomach twists with an unwanted flood of sympathy. Look, I'm not going to use this thing against you unless you give me a reason to. I don't have the blind hatred for you. All the other vampire hunters did.
Meddling even more, I see. What do you know of those times? I'm trying to understand what you've got against me. And I get it, really. Humans were a threat to your kind. But now my mom and I are threatened by you. I won't use this for senseless torture, only to protect myself if you give me no choice. Her lips curl, but she regards you a moment longer, as though mulling over your words. When she responds, it's like she's forcing out the words physically pains her to say. At least you understand the significance and gravity of what you hold in your hands. You had better handle it carefully. She disappears in the blink of an eye and you let out a breath, your heart racing in your chest. Oh my god, that just happened. Shaking slightly, you look down at the talisman resting in your palm, thoughts spinning. Gabriel told me the silver is basically vampire kryptonite. This is proof. Astoria was genuinely afraid. I'd have to be careful with this if I held on to it. But I'd feel safer if I had another way to defend myself, especially with vampires watching me. Add the silver ward talisman to your bracelet for an extra defense. It will come in handy soon. You look over your shoulder, and when you're confident there's no one else around, you carefully attach the talisman to your bracelet. Suddenly your censored talisman sears against your skin. You whirl around, scanning the dark forest around you. Who's there, Astoria? Three figures dart out of the surrounding trees. The face is covered by masks, but you make out a glint of silver through their eye holes. Oh, you don't look too happy to see us. Vampires. You're coming with us, human grabber. You don't even have time to gasp before one of them grabs you, and then the world blurs as they drag you off with terrifying speed and strength. Yeah, how's that talisman working out for you now? The one holding you shoves you through the door of the school gym, and when they let go of you, it gives you the chance to slip your hand in your pocket. You spin around, pressing the silver key Gabriel gave you into the nearby captor's skin. As she lunges at you, you duck quickly to the side, then use the momentum to throw your weight into a quick jab, hitting her square in the jaw. Oh, somebody grab her! You're a vampire. Come on, humans can't hurt you. Shut up. Stay back. You brandish a key at the other two attackers who jump back, eyes gleaming through their mask holes. You didn't expect a human to put up so much of a fight. All she did was poke you with a fucking key. You shouldn't have underestimated this human then. I won't let you kill me. Yeah, that wasn't exactly the plan. Suddenly the doors of the gym burst open. Parker. Gabriel. Help. Help me. There are too many of them. Uh-oh, I don't think so. Your attacker covers the distance towards you and back before your arm registers a searing pain. When you look down, you're shocked to find a cut on your arm. That's it? You didn't yank her arm off? No. Hot blood gushes out of the fresh, deep gash, and there's a flash of metal as your attacker sheaths a knife. We won't kill you. He will. He shoves you at Gabriel, and in your shock, a wave of relief floods you, but Gabriel's oddly still the comforting warmth you're used to feeling from him. Unsettling absence. Gabriel? You try and pull back, but its grip locks on you, not letting you go, and you look up at him. Huh. Wow, I'm so shocked. He lets out a low growl, eyes gleaming silver, his fanged expression more monstrous than anything you've ever seen. You're a vampire? A very thirsty vampire. Gabriel's grip on you tightens, and you wince as fresh blood pours out of your wound, making the silver of his eyes glow brighter. Gabriel, snap out of it. This isn't you. You're kind, brave. The entire time I've known you, you've done nothing but look out for me. I know you won't hurt me. His expression remains unchanged, cold, unfamiliar, but his eyes land on yours before he pushes you harshly aside. Gabriel flies at the other vampires who prepare to fight. Surround him, subdue him before it's too late. Gabriel's head turns wildly, trying to follow his enemy's movements as they circle him. He lashes out at one, but the other two pummel him with blows.
He's outnumbered. I have to do something to help while the vampires aren't paying attention to me. Your eyes flash to the bracelet, landing on the disorientation talisman Cass gave you. Gabriel, cover your eyes! Something in your voice gets through at him, and he throws up an arm over his eyes just in time for you to jam thumb into the talisman's jewel. Take that, bloodsuckers! What is that? The flashing light that bursts from your wrist stops the vampires in their tracks. My head feels like it's going to explode. Gabriel, now. Uncovering his eyes, Gabriel spins in a circle, smacking all three vampires away. They frantically stumble back to their feet unsteady. Now's my chance to do more damage. You quickly scan the room, zeroing in on anything that could come in handy, like the silver key you have in your hand. Bingo. A ball, a towel. I'm gonna do it with a ball. I'm gonna throw it at him. The soccer ball sails quickly through the air, hitting one of the vampires square in the face. Oh, damn! Soccer ball stops vampires. Who knew? As a vampire staggers from your blow, Gabriel lunges, tearing the throat open and killing them. Holy sh... You're barely even able to process the spray of blood before the remaining two vampires circle Gabriel like vultures. Be hell to pay for that! As the attackers stagger, you dash to the nearby bleachers, searching for more equipment. For the love of God. Yeah, you know what? Use the other basketball. It's athletic month. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go. You spot a vampire tripping over her own feet, still disoriented. You roll the basketball as fast as you can towards her. Damn! She trips over the ball and lands on her back. Gabriel stomps his foot on the floor, breaking the wood. He snaps a piece off, lifting it high over his head like a stake. Before driving into the vampire's chest, killing her. The final vampire whirls on you, face set in a snarl. I've had enough of you, bloodbag! The vampire lunges at you, and you lift your wrist, activating the silver ward talisman just in the nick of time. Eat this! Checkmate, wannabe Dracula. A spray of fine silver dust shoots out of the talisman, dousing the attacking vampire. Ah! He screams, clutching his face and throat in agony as the silver poisons him. He doesn't see Gabriel appear behind him. Securing his hands on the sides of the vampire's chin, Gabriel tears his head clean off with a single powerful tug. It's over. Yeah, except you're still bleeding and Gabriel's still hungry. He hangry. You barely gasp out the words when Gabriel turns around slowly, covered in blood. His typical warm eyes are cold. Gabriel, please. With your help, Gabriel avoided getting too hurt. He lets out a low growl, chest heaving at the exertion of the battle, and despite your fear, you're glad that most of the blood on him isn't his own. Oh god, it'll be mine next. Yep. As though hearing your thought, Gabriel twitches and releases a low growl before launching himself at you. You can't move, you can't think, frozen to the spot. You brace yourself for impact, for the end of it all. Hey, golden boy. As slams into Gabriel, knocking him into the ground. You scramble back against the wall. She pins him to the floor, holding tight as he thrashes against her. Snap out of it, this is Parker you're about to chow down on. Parker. Can we close his mouth now? It just looks odd. Gabriel blinks slowly, the bloodlust receding from his face as he stops struggling. Parker. What? Dazedly, he scans around the room, taking in the sight of the blood-soaked Jim and the remaining of the other vampires with growing horror. Was that... Finally, his gaze lands on you, his silver eyes, widen even further. His breath starts coming short from his fanged mouth. Parker. Gabriel, what the hell? I thought the vampire hunter... I thought you hated vampires. That they took your family for you, but you're really... Everything I told you was true. I left a few things out because I never wanted you to see me like this. His voice breaks. You take a step towards him, but Cass barks at you, still pinning him down. Stop! What happened back there? It's called going feral, and it happened because he hasn't drank in a month. The thirst has him going out of his mind. It's not very safe for you to come any closer. There's a strain in her voice, and then her gaze drops to your bloody arm. You understand why. You clap a hand over the wound, stepping back. I don't get what's happening. Those attackers, they said they wanted Gabriel to kill me. Gabriel slams his fist against the ground, a pained sound catching in his throat. And they almost got their wish. Cass reaches for the dead attacker inches from her, and Gabriel rips off this owl mask, tensing as soon as she sees the face underneath. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. It's a Venadi. So you're coven. You jump as the door bangs open behind you. Astoria's heels clack on the lacquered floor as she strides in, before coming to an abrupt stop. She takes in the carnage, then Gabriel and Cass, and finally you. Your sensory talisman burns white hot against your wrist. There will be hell to pay for this. And listen, I came from hell. It's been 114 degrees today, okay? And it's not cooling down anytime soon. It's actually reached a little bit higher than that. But anyway, without further ado, please remember to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. And also check out the links in the description of the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. You know, you too can support this channel. Did you know that? There's the join button as well as the link. There's the thanks button. And there's so many ways to give back. Been doing this for a while now. Okay? Been doing it for a while now. So if you listen to the message at the end of Cursed Heart, now it's time for part 2. Yay, kids! Let's go. So long story short is, intentionally the power was shut off right yesterday. It was really fun, and I pretty much suffered a lot, and suffered a lot this morning and this afternoon. Been suffering a lot, okay? And long story short is, you know what yesterday was? It's a special day, okay? It was a special day. It was a special day. It's called my birthday. It's okay. I didn't expect anybody to remember it because I only got one happy birthday wish. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Remember to support the channel. Peace out.